Let's introduce you guys the tag system. So, for example, don't forget there is a field here. So the field essentially just got a box collider and a trigger. So yeah, we haven't add that functionality. What kind of thing that are going to trigger it, right? So let me check it, and of course we use the tag system to add certain tag. So let me say only you enter the field that give you the power to kill Jedi. So you act as a laser, but if you don't enter that field, you will just look at like and act like any other laser, and you will get bounced off by Jedi's lightsaber. Only when you enter the field of I don't know, maybe the field of a killing Jedi dark energy, and then you can kill the Jedi. So how to do that? So like an evil, sinister plan, but yeah, it's a little bit goofy. But I just want to demonstrate that you can add a certain list. So right now the list is empty. So you can click this plus and say that you got the force, dark force. Okay, so dark force. Dark force, and I like to got a let me just use dark force here. Of course I can use the camel casing, so the D will minimum, the normal D, and F will be maximized. So let's just save it. So dark force, just remember that we got a tag of dark force, and if you just enter in dark force, and then this object will enjam the body part. This part is called Jedi. So let me add a Jedi tag. So Jedi, and let's save it. And this will not have a tag. Yeah, pretty strange. I just forgot. Where did I add that tag of oh my god, I don't know what kind of tag did I just add. I think I just added two tags. One is Jedi, the other is okay. So the field is definitely gonna be dark force, okay, and the body here will be the Jedi. Okay, so yeah, sorry about that. I just add that, but we haven't assigned that to actual game object. Okay, so the reason that I add tag is that we can use tag to as an identifier, so we can control it in the script. So the hit laser will have sometimes we might say it have a tag of a player, but right now I don't want to change it. Let's just use on tag. And we got a field, and they got a tag of dark force, and let me just make it render so you know what's going on. Let me make it pretty dark so you know there is a dark force here. And of course we got the body of Jedi, and I got a tag of Jedi. So let's just I think we already write some collision hit logic, something like that. Let me collision enter. Oh my god, we just hit, and we got this on the hit laser. I think we got on trigger enter. Let me just write it here, okay? His laser logic floating number. Right, this is just control logic. Okay, let me just change this hit logic here. So hit logic star, and on collision enter, on trigger enter. So they kind of just carry out two functionality. One is the collision enter, the other is trigger enter. So what I'm going to do is trigger once you enter a sort of field of dark energy. You are going to get a logic that check what kind of tag that you have. So if there inside of it is the condition. So if collision dot tag equals to laser destroy game object. Not, yeah, let me just manually got that. Equals to the dark, I think I got it, dark field or dark, yeah, I just forgot it. Let me just get this. Will give you error because I haven't finished it. Dark force, sorry, force. Right. So if tag equals to dark force, and we're going to carry out certain code, which is that let's just print a debug log console saying that you have gained the power of dark force and can kill a Jedi. Yeah, right. And then let's say that you have a certain logic say whether you have entered the dark force or not. So once you enter that, you say you enter that dark force, you just become a dark side of of a bad villain, right? So yeah, I need to have a sort of a switch. So once you enter into dark force, the switches turn on and say that you have entered that dark force. So enter dark force. Okay, and enter dark force will be true or false. Remember, in C#, true or false is not capitalized. And enter dark force, if it has two values, true or false, is essentially it's a boolean. So let me just declare that at the beginning of this code. You say that I like to have a boolean of enter dark force, and previously if you haven't entered, you initialize this game as just a false. But if you enter that, I will just turn on the switch and say that you have entered dark force, and it will just become true. And yeah, then I think I can sort of just destroy the dark force. So because I already turned that to black and then got a render on, so the user can see it. So let's try that. So enter that, and let's just say you destroy that dark force. So destroy, and using that collision. So collision is sort of referring to the object that you collide, and say that game object. Let's just destroy it. If you tap that, it should give you approximate floating number, say that the option amount of time to delay before destroying the object. So if it's instant destroy, the player may not have noticed or feel a little bit weird, so need it to stick here a few seconds. And of course you can just add a variable here, but let's just test it out. Okay, so yeah, destroy that maybe a little bit longer, 1 second, and it's destroyed. Save it, and let's just find this out. So let's hit this dot force field and to see whether it destroyed or not. 1 second and destroyed. Okay, it's good. So it can destroy, and I think the delay is a little bit too long, so I'm going to get a 0.1. And of course, the best practice, of course, is not to leave the so-called magic number here, because the code maintainer, for example your colleague, won't be able to know that why you add that certain number here. So the best practice is of course you just say this is delay before destroy. Okay, so delay time And the delay time just a variable, and of course it's a float, so you can declare at the beginning of this code, say that it's a float, and the delay time will be that certain time. So just make it shorter, and of course you can run this. And of course, if that dark force and things destroy that force, and of course if you can sort of just copy this code, and don't forget the ultimate game is to kill Jedi, and yeah, and so if that equals to Jedi, and then enter dark force. Yeah, I think this is automatically got that for me. Jedi debug, you get power of a parent. You have just killed Jedi. You just killed a Jedi. A Jedi. You are a really bad guy. Yeah, so it's sort of just change the angle and just let users kill Jedi. It's just so fun. And enter dark force. Yeah, it's so goofy. It's so goofy that I think it's pretty fun. Enter dark force, and of course you have to go enter dark force in order to kill the Jedi. So, and the dark force energy will just destroy it. So let me just turn that to false, and you have to enter dark force. So the enter dark force must be true, and this and sign, the double and, means that both of them must be true in order to carry out this code, because you need to make sure that the player enters the dark force, so you can kill the Jedi, or user may just move around that force field and just kill the Jedi, like some hacker in the game just don't want to follow the rules, and obviously you are going to expect the user not follow the certain route that you want your player to play, and so you need to add a logic to prevent that from happening. Enter dark force, and say you kill Jedi really bad, and destroy, and then turn the dark force to false. I think that's pretty good, and yeah, let's just run that. I think I can add something here, but let's just run it. I think the logic is already pretty good to run the code. So if you don't enter into this dark force field, you just move around, and then you want to kill the Jedi, you won't be able to kill the Jedi. The Jedi is never destroyed. So let's go back to, yeah, so you have gained power. Let's just go to the console. So we'll just go through the field, and you have gained power of dark force and kill the Jedi. So let's kill the Jedi. Alright, let's hit it. Where's Jedi? Okay, here's our Jedi. Pretty strange. Why is never destroyed? Let's just test it a little bit. So the Jedi got a tag of Jedi, and yeah, let's enter the dark force. We have entered that, and you're a really bad guy. Destroy collision, the game object that you have just, and then turn it to false. Yeah, I think because I re-enter that, so I think maybe that become false. So let me just do that again. So this time I will enter this force field and then kill the Jedi. Force field destroyed. Yeah, still it's not destroyed. Why is that? Let me do a quick debug here, because that's pretty weird. So Yeah, I think maybe because we haven't added this collider of the Jedi body here, so yeah, I think that's the reason why. So I'm going to add this collider as well as the rigid body, box collider and this trigger, and add this rigid body so you can't go through it, and make the gravity to 0, so it's going to stick here. And let's try this one more time. And let's just hit it, and it's gone. Move towards Jedi. Where's Jedi? Where's our Jedi? Where's our Jedi? There's no Jedi here. It's pretty weird. Let me just move the camera a little bit. I won't see what's going on, so it's got a 10. Just test this, quickly test it out. Okay, I know, because the Jedi's collider is pretty big, so I think it's huge collider here. Right, so when I enter this place, the Jedi just gone. So I'm going to get the size a little smaller, say 5, maybe even smaller, 3. Okay, and make the height, say 4. Okay, maybe 5. All right, and then you won't be able to just hit the edge of the Jedi and it's gone. So enter into dark force field and then and it's gone. Yeah, then we have you just killed a Jedi, you're a really bad guy. Yeah, that's the end of the game. Okay, so basically in this video we know how to use the tag system. So we got a hit laser, and this is our main object that we're going to control. We got the source field, and we can add this tag to add it to a dark force, and of course we can get our Jedi as a tag Jedi and use this logic to control it. So we use if statement. So if this inside condition is true, and we are going to carry out a certain code, and of course don't forget to turn that code back to normal, to the original state, initial state, after you have done that. And of course we use the function of destroy to destroy the object that we have just collide, and we add a little bit delay time and declare a variable because we want play to actually see you hit it and it's gone. So yeah, that's pretty much all of it. And feel free to subscribe and give me a thumb up. It really helped me a lot to encourage me to make more videos to share with you guys more fun and interesting subjects in the future. And if you want to watch more tutorials on any topic, you can just leave a comment on the comment section below. And yeah, thank you guys all for watching. And I think before that, I think I'm going to add that because we need it to haven't entered the dark force yet, then we can say you have entered the dark force. So you can add a little bit judgment. So the exclamation mark means that you haven't entered. So if it's true, it just become false, and if it's false, the whole thing will just become false, which means that if you enter the dark force, you will not be able to just carry out this code. Okay, so this can work around with multiple dark force. I think Copilot is so smart that it can know what I'm trying to do to write, even though this a sort of a logic flip multiple times, they can still guess it. It's so brilliant. You can add it, and then of course you can just delete it. It's still wrong. So yeah, I think that's it. Bye bye.